let us now study about the boundaries of the middle ear or tympanic cavity. To start with, the middle ear contains a roof, floor, anterior wall, posterior wall, medial wall and lateral wall. Coming with the roof. Roof is formed by a thin plate of bone This is a roof which is formed by a thin plate of petrous part of temporal bone called tegmen tympani. Okay. So this is the roof. If you see, this is the tegmen tympani part. This is the roof of the middle ear which is formed by a thin plate of bone belonging to the petrous part of the temporal bone. And this roof is pierced by nerves like greater and lesser petrosal nerves. Greater and lesser petrosal nerves. So this each boundary of the middle ear is related to nerves. So in the roof it is related to greater and lesser petrosal nerves, and the roof is formed by the tegmen tympani. Bone name is tegmen tympani. Now, applied anatomy in relation to the roof. Sometimes this plate of bone, this tegmen tympani, remains unossified, in which case the infections of middle ear may spread into the middle cranial fossa and might involve the meninges and might cause meningitis. Okay, and very rarely the veins draining the middle ear passes through the persistent petrosquamous suture and opens into the middle cranial fossa, and through the veins also in the adults the infection might spread from the middle ear to the middle cranial fossa. Okay, that is about the roof. Coming to the floor. Floor is formed by a jugular fossa. Floor is formed by the jugular fossa of jugular foramen containing the superior bulb of internal jugular vein. This fossa, sometimes this plate of the bone, this fossa may be deficient, and this vein may communicate with the middle ear cavity separated only by mucous membrane or some fibrous tissue. And sometimes this fossa may be overdeveloped and it may contain some mastoid air cells within it. Okay, so this is about the floor, and this floor is related to now between the posterior wall of, this is a carotid canal, this is a carotid canal. Between the posterior wall of the carotid canal and this jugular fossa, the nerve passes like this, and this is the tympanic branch of glossopharyngeal nerve. So this is the nerve related to the floor is tympanic branch of glossopharyngeal nerve, and the floor is formed by the jugular fossa of petrous part of the temporal bone. Now coming to the anterior wall. Anterior wall is this one. In its lower half, it is formed by posterior wall of this carotid canal. So this is the carotid canal. The posterior wall of the carotid canal forms the anterior boundary of the middle ear in its lower half. And this carotid canal contains internal carotid artery and sympathetic plexus around it. And this part of this anterior wall, it is related to superior and inferior caroticotympanic nerves. So these two are the superior and inferior caroticotympanic nerves and even the vessels. Okay. So this is about the lower half of the anterior wall. Now coming to the upper half of the anterior wall, it contains two bony partitions. The lower partition is related to auditory tube. It is related to the auditory tube, a bony part of the auditory tube, and the upper partition receives the tensor tympani muscle So this is tensor tympani muscle, which hooks around this process here called processus trochleariformis belonging to the medial wall. It hooks laterally from this processus trochleariformis and is attached to the handle of the malleus on the lateral side. Okay. So to sum up, the anterior wall in the lower part is related to bony carotid canal containing the internal carotid artery, and it is related to superior and inferior caroticotympanic nerves extending into the middle ear cavity. In the upper part there are two partitions. The lower partition is meant for the auditory tube and the upper partition is meant for the tensor tympani muscle. Coming to the posterior wall. Posterior wall, it is related from above downwards to this one, this gap between the middle ear and these are the mastoid air cells. This is mastoid process and mastoid air cells. So this middle ear is communicating with this through this gap. So this is nothing but the auditus to antrum. So the middle ear posterior wall is bounded above, it is related to the auditus to antrum. Just below this auditus to antrum there is a small fossa to which a ligament extends from this fossa to the short process of incus. From this fossa to the short process of incus. Hence it is called fossa insudis. Fossa insudis. Okay. Next we have a vertical bony canal . A vertical bony canal containing the facial nerve in it. So it is a bony facial canal, and this facial nerve emerges out through this foramen. So this foramen has to be the stylomastoid foramen. Okay. So the posterior wall is related above to the auditus to antrum fossa insularis, a bony canal containing the facial nerve, and the fourth one is in the upper part of the bony canal there is a small pyramidal eminence seen, small projection of the bone known as pyramidal eminence. Pyramidal eminence. And the apex of the pyramidal eminence contains a pinpoint opening. The apex of this pyramidal eminence contains a pinpoint opening through which the stapedius muscle peeps out to be attached to the stapes. So the fourth feature I can say is the pyramidal eminence containing the stapedius muscle. Is it clear? The stapedius is inserted into the stapes. The tensor tympani is inserted to the handle of the malleus. Now, this stapedius is supplied by the facial nerve and this tensor tympani is supplied by the mandibular nerve. Now coming to the medial wall. Medial wall presents 6 features. Number 1, a small rounded projection, seen in the middle called promontory, produced by the basal intern of the cochlea of the internal ear. The cochlea of the internal ear presents a rounded elevation along the medial wall of the middle ear, and this is called promontory. On the promontory, this petrosal nerves, this superior and inferior carotico-tympanic nerves, tympanic branch of glossopharyngeal nerve forms a plexus, and this plexus is called tympanic plexus. Now you came to know what are tympanic plexus, which are formed by this nerve and this nerve. I have said each boundary of the middle ear is related to a nerve, roof by these 2 nerves, floor by this one, anterior wall by superior and inferior carotico-tympanic nerves, posterior wall is related to facial nerve, even the medial wall also is related to facial nerve, and the lateral wall is related to the cauda tympani nerve. Okay. This is the first feature, which is promontory. A small reniform aperture seen along the posterior aspect of the upper part of the promontory, somewhat like this, is called as fenestra vestibuli or fossa ovalis or oval window. All 3 are same, which is a small reniform aperture seen posteriorly along the upper part of the promontory, which is closed in the recent state by the base of the stapes. Okay, so this is called as fenestra vestibuli or fossa ovalis or oval window. All 3 are same. Okay. Similarly, a rounded opening seen along the lower posterior part of the sacral of the promontory, a rounded aperture closed in the recent state by a trilaminar secondary tympanic membrane, which separates this oval opening, this rounded opening from the scala tympani of the internal ear, and this rounded opening is called fenestra cochleae or fossa rotunda or round window. Is it clear? Fenestra cochleae, fossa rotunda or round window, which is related to the scala tympani of the internal ear. Next, fourth feature along the medial wall I can say is processus trochleariformis. This processus, which is an extension of the bony partition, processus trochleariformis, which forms a trochlea or pulley like for the passage of the tensor tympani muscle from medial to lateral to be inserted onto the handle of the malleus across the tympanic membrane. Okay. Next, oblique part of bony facial canal. So this is oblique part. This is a vertical part of the bony facial canal. We even have an oblique part of the bony facial canal containing the facial nerve and becoming continuous with the vertical part. That is the fifth feature of medial wall. And the last one I can say is sinus tympani. A sinus tympani is a small depressed region. It is a small depressed region between the oval window and round window posterior to the promontory, formed by the ampulla of the posterior semicircular canal of the internal ear. So these six are the features. Number one of the middle wall of the middle ear. The features again I repeat: promontory is number one, oval window is number two, round window is number three, processus trochleariformis is number four, oblique part of the facial canal is number five, and the last one is sinus tympani. Clear? This one is the sinus tympani. This is all about the medial wall of the middle ear. The lateral wall is formed by the tympanic membrane, which I will take it in the next separate class for the tympanic membrane. Thank you.